Today's daf is Masechta Sota Daf Chav Dalet. We had a new parak Arusa v'Shemeres Yavam. So in this parak we're going to discuss the cases that Dinei Sota are not noyeg at all, and sometimes even if Baal does Kinu and Stira and the Isha is over on the Kinu and Stira, they're not even Nesaras on the Balayan. And in certain cases, if a Baal wants to megarish his wife, he has to pay her even ksuba, like a regular isha that he divorces. Also, it's mavura that sometimes there's a dinim that the wife becomes asa to the husband. However, there's no din shsias saita, and there's a isser lo'ilim to the Baal because can never be mivar if there was tuma. And in these cases where they're asr on the Baal, but there's no din shtia, so sometimes they're mafsid ksuba, and sometimes there are cases where they're not mafsid ksuba. So Zakta Mishnah, Arusa v'Shemeres Yavam, Arusa that is mekudeshes and she still did not get married. If the Baal does kinui and she's nistara, v'Shemeres Yavam, a isha that her husband died without kids and she's waiting bebeis chamel until she's going to be miyavim, the brother of her husband that died. So if the yavam does kinui, she's nisra, the halacha is loy shoysos. She's not drinking meisayt in the nidma. Why? Because the Torah is memayit them from the din of saita, but loy noitus ksuba. She also does not get ksuba if they are megarish or the ars or the yavam, because they were gerim the iser, and she would have to divorce them if she does stira after they do kini. Shenemar, because it says in the parasha Saita, tista isha tachas isha, that the whole din Saita is only noyig in the isha where she's tachas baila. Pradla rusa v'shemeres yavam. It's coming to exclude rusa and shemeres yavam. They're not. She's not tachas ha'aras or tachas the yavam. Zakta Mishnah weiter. Almana l'kohen gadol. Almana, it's married a kohen gadol that is usher to him, usher to the kohen gadol with a lav, and so too a grusha, a chalutza, or a chalutza is married to a kohen hedye, which are there are asuris on a kohen hedye. Mamzeres or nesina Yisrael. Mamzeres or nesina is married to Yisrael. Mamzeres is also to Yisrael with a lav. Nesina, which come from the Mugavayim, which were in the sky, we did not have proper gears in the days of Yeshua, Asurim, because of Gezeres David HaMelech. Bas Yisrael, Mamzer Lanasin, Bas Yisrael and Mary's, Mamzer Lanasin. All these people, if their husbands do kinui and they're nistara, Loi Shoisais, they do not drink the Meisaita, because the whole din, the whole parasha Saita is only said on an Isha that is Rui Labaila. Well, no, halacha is that when they get divorced, these people, they also do not take ksuba. Zakta Mishnah weiter. Ve'elu lo shayis lo ksuba. And these additional women, they're not shaisa and they don't take ksuba. Imeres tameani. If after she's nisra, she says tameya, so mele you don't need a baidik. Also shabola edim she tameya. If edim come and say she's tameya, V'hoimeres any shaisa. If a lady says, even though she's tahira, but she doesn't want to drink, so it's as if it's like she is admitting that she's mazana. And in all these cases, see, she's vali nitmu, and that creates an isser on their husbands. Therefore, they're not makabel to make suba. Now the Mishnah weiter. Now the Mishnah is going to say, Kezu Isha is not shaisa, however, she does take to make suba. Amar Baila Eini Mashkiv. The husband says, I don't want my wife to drink the mayim. Vishabaila Baala Baderach. Baila is Baala on the way to Yerushalayim after she was Nesser Machos Stira. And the halach is you can't be bodied with the mayim anymore. Noitla is ksuba. So she takes ksuba because the Baal in this case is a gerim that she can't be shaisa, go through the Baja Saita. And that's why, it's because of him that they become master. Then also in this case they don't drink. Zok the Gemara, Zok the Mishnah, right? The Mesu Balei, and what happens if the husband of the Saita dies actually shasu? So now that they're dead, they can't be mashkalim because it says Bamnur Parakeh Pasatizva Behavior Isha sa Ishtoi. So it's mashma the Baal needs to bring his wife to be shoiser. Beishamai or Mishama says Noitlois Ksubasa Veloy Shoisais. That they take the ksuba, they're not shoisa because there's no echacha that she was nitma at all. So Melish takes the ksuba from the Yerusha Zabal. Beis Hillel says oy shoisais, or she could drink, and it's a mavur with that she's, and it could be you could mavara that way to see if she's takatar. Oy loy netzuk, or if she doesn't want to drink and mavara that she's takatahira, then she doesn't take the meksuba because maybe she was takanitmu and she doesn't have schus to make suba. So machlekes Beisham Bisol. So Beisham says that she definitely is not suba. And Leishas Behil says you have the option of drinking and being mavara. If you're tahira, then you can take suba. But if not, she cannot take suba. So Dr. Mishnah Vayter, meuberes chaveroi umenikas chaveroi. So somebody that marries a woman that is muberes, or she's nursing a baby, and her husband died or divorced her while she was muberes or when she was menika. So Chachamim asked her to marry such a woman until the child is 24 months old. And since this person went and married her be'isr, so if there was kinu and stira, then they are not shaisais. Why? Because the Parasha Saita was not said only in a case where Isha Rui Labayla. They don't take suba because they will go to themselves this Isser Tas on them. Divrei Meir Chacham Ma'imrim that these ladies could be shaisa. Why? Because Yachol Lafrisha Lachzir Lachazman. He could separate from the Smubaras Umenekes, and after some time, after 24 months, he could go back to them. So therefore it's considered like the Ru'uyas L'Kaiman, and they could be Shaisa. So Dr. Mishavayta, islandess, that she cannot, she's island somebody that cannot give birth. Vizakena, and she's older, she can't give birth anymore. Vishe'ena Ru'ya Leilid, if she doesn't have the Samanim, she's a Akara, and so if a man marries any one of these ladies, so halacha is if he does kinu stira, then lo netzuk of le'shoisais, because now they mekayim them, because the mitzvah perivibia, and they don't take suva because they regard themselves as isser to be asar on the husband. They could be shoisa because yachol lisa isha acheres or lifus v'lerbus hemena, because he could marry a different woman and have kids. So therefore, it's considered ru'us l'kayim because he can kayim mitzvah perivibia with another lady. Sha'ar kol nashim zok the Mishnah Vayter that the husband did kinu stira oy shoisais, or they could drink and become mutter to the husbands if it comes out that the tahira. If they refuse to drink the meisaita, then the halacha is that the husband has to be garish her misafek because maybe she was mezana. Eishes kayin that the husband did kinu stira, so she also drinks mutaras labayla if it comes out that she's tahira. Eishes ris is a man that is not royal lahaylid, that the husband did kinu stira, shaisa, she also is shaisa. Zak the Mishnah Vayter, another din in the Indian of kinui. Al yedei kala arayis mekanin. All arayis that a ish is usher and a husband could do kinui with, a husband could do the kinui on, and she becomes usher when she's nistera until she drinks. Chutz menakatam misheini ish, because that's not considered a kinui. And even if she's over with a katan and she's nistera with a katan or somebody that's not an ish, like a behema, she's not doesn't come out to the husband. She's not shaisa. So Dr. Mishnah Vayter, Ve'elu shebezdin mekanelim. These are the noshim that Bezdin could do kinim to them if Bezdin sees that they're being naig b'pritzis. Mishin escharish baila in ashtata. If somebody that the husband is nescharish or is neshtata, so he is not so. He's not all there. This kina doesn't help that she can be shoysa soita because it says in Parashat Soita behavior that the Baal has to bring her isha lashkoisa. So what does it help for? It helps to pass her from kabel her ksuba because she's in staris al baila when she does do a stira after this kina from Bezdin. Rabbi Yosi says af lashkoisa. The kini helps from Bezdin because when a husband comes out of prison, he could be mashker on the smach of the kini of Bezdin. Zakti Gemara, the Mishnah said, "Arusin shemaras yavam and lo shoyis lena tzksuba." Zakti Gemara, Mishtu lo shas Gemara is medayik. At dafka she can't drink the mesaita to be baidiker. Hakina mekanala, but the baal or the yavam couldn't be kana, and al the kinu they do become also to the husband, to the yavam shemaras yavam, to the arusa or to the aris. So Zakti Gemara menani mili, because the Mishnah did say they don't take suba. So the Gemara menani mili, how do you know this din that the kina helps to asa her on arusa shemaras yavam? Because l'chayr pashas from the pasuk would say it says tachas isha. It's coming to be mayit. Anyone that's not tachas a baal is not shoysa. L'chayr is mayit. So l'chayr from the pasuk tachas isha mayit everything. Also that they shouldn't become asra al yedei kinu. So like the Gemara, the Tanur Rabbanan, because it says in the beginning of Parashat in Bamid Parakeh pasuk Yud Beis, Dabal Minei Yisrael Amarta Aleim, and the words of Amarta Aleim are extra because it already says Dabal Minei Yisrael. So what's the pasuk coming to the Marva? It's coming to tell you the rabbis arus v'shemaras yom lekini, that the kini works by arus v'shemaras yom, that it was said to them also that the kini would be chal, although they're nesmayed from the din of siyas meisaita. Zakti Gemara, masnis in the Mishnah holds that shemaras yavam and arusa the not shoysa is mani. Who's that going like? Rabbi Yonasan it's going like Shitz of Yozan. Tanya learned in a brayso. The pasuk says, "Va'atki in Bamidbar pasuk chav va'atki satis tachas ishech." Mashma dafki ishos yeshevas tachas bailo in his house. She says shoysa meisayda prat la'arusa. That's in her father's house. She's not shoysa. However, shemeras yavam is not asmayed from this din because it's still considered as if she's tachas yavam and she's in his rishos. So Yachal Shani Moitzi Af Shemeras Yavam, she's not Shoisa because she's also not Knuyul until Yavam Gamri Talmud Loimar. It says Ish in Bamidbar Hey Pasuk Yud Aleph. It's coming to the Mar Shemeras Yavam Mishtir. Divrei Rabbi Yosha. That's Rabbi Yosha holds. Rabbi Yonasan says, however, Tachas Ishech is Memayit. Prat Shemeras Yavam. It's not. It doesn't. She doesn't drink because she's not under the Yavam Nizrashos. And oitzi, if you want to say that oitzi shemeres yavam, it's only a mayit to shemeres yavam. She doesn't drink. V'lo yitzah arusa, because maybe it's considered that she's tachas the aras and aras shos, and like the Gemara is going to explain, Talmud Loimar, it says in Bamidbar Parakeh pasuk chavtas hashatista isha tachas isha. So over here also it tells you in that dafka she's tachas isha. So over here you can remind also arusa is any shaisa. Because she's also not kondital aris lagamri. And Zakta Gemara, so the Mishnah is going like Rabbi Yonasan, so I might both of them. Sai Arus and Sai Shemeras Yavam. Because Rabbi Yosha apparently holds that the Shemeras Yavam could be Shaisa. Zakta Gemara, and the Bryce says Mavur, the Machlokes of Rabbi Yonasan and Rabbi Yonasan and Rabbi Yosha is Shemeras Yavam could drink. So they're arguing who's considered Tachas Isha or B'Shusai. So Rabbi Yosha says that a Shemeres Yavam drink. He holds that a Shemeres Yavam is considered Tachas Isha B'Shusai of her husband. Zakti Gemara, Mar Ali Malei Arusa. Yonasan holds that Arusa is considered like a Isha Gemura, to call it Tachas Ishech, more than a Shemaras Yavam, the Kedusha Didei. Because Al Yidei, the Kedushin of the Aras, he's kind of his wife. He's kind of Arusa. Mashing Shemaras Yavam, she's a Kuka, Mikoach, the Kedusha Achavam Meis, and not Mikoach the Yavam. So in that case, she's not really connected to the Yavam. And the cycle al Yodai, by a Kedusha Aris, if she's Mizana to somebody else while she's Arusha, she gets Skila. However, Shemeres Yavam is not in a Skelis if she's Mizana while she's Kukala Yavam, and she's only also a Salav. Umar, Rabbi Yoshia holds Alimali Shemeres Yavam. Shemeres Yavam is considered more Isha Gemura to call Tachas Ishech, to lend the Chasr Basir Lechuppah, because the only thing a Yavam is missing is to be Miyam her is only Basir Lechuppah, like Arusa needs to Machas Lechuppah. I'm sorry, a Yavam, by Yavam is not missing Masir L'chuppah, like by Arusa where we need chuppah. An Arusa is missing chuppah, Shemar Yavam is not. Rather, he could just be kind of Yavam or be Ba'alma. And even if Bias Nos, Shaloi L'Shem Yibam, she would have a din Ke'ish L'chol Davar. Zakta Gemara, Verb Yonasan to Mayat Arusa, it's a Mayat Sai Arusa and Shai Shemeres Yavam, they're not Shaisa, Hai Ish my Avadlay. So what's he going to learn out from the Ish that Rabbi Yoshia learned out to be Marba Shemeres Yavam L'Shtiyah? Zok the Gemara, Rabish Eish Ches ve'Eish Shoita, that they don't have das to be kaina the Eish Shiamim, and the wife of a person that's depressed, that his heart is closed up, and he doesn't care to mekana his wife. From here you learn out that Bezdin could be mekana b'makom the Zok the Gemara, right? Reflecting Gemara. Rabbi Yoshia, it's Mar b'Shemeres Yavam Shtiyah, Hai Tachas Isha, that Rabbi Yonasan bought for Shemeres Yavam, Mai Shemeres Yavam. How does he learn? How does he know that Mai Shemeres Yavam? Mai Avadli, what does it do with the pasuk? So the Gemara, Rabbi Yoshia needs it lahakash ish leisha, the isha leish. Because from the pasuk in Bamir Parakeh pasuk of Tesha Shetista Isha Tachas Isha. Well, makish isha ish to isha. That just like if a ish that the suma is not mashke ishtay because it says in the Bamir Parakeh pasuk Gimel Menela me'eni isha. So too, if a isha is a suma, she's not shaisa. And so too, the din of the ish is shaval isha, and all women that isha does not drink because of them. So too, if the ish had these mumen, then he can't be mashke his wife because of those mumen. So, frakti Gemara, the reason why you're not mashke arusa is only because of chsivi hanikoi, because it's mashke is psukim in the mind. Halav hachi halamin arusa shasi. I would say that arusa would drink without the miyut. So, frakti Gemara, ki asa when Ramacha came, when he came from the south, asa b'aisam asnisa b'idei, he bought a mishnah, a brisa with him. At darshans from the pasuk in Bamidbar Parakeh pasuk Chav that says Va'at kisatis tachas ishech ve'chi nitmeis va'yitin ish bachas shchavdom in bal'adei ishech, and it's a mashma that the Baal was already Baal Leha. So l'chayr you can learn that from here that Din Ashka Soita said Dafka, but it's Kadma Shchivas Baal Abayol. V'loisha Kadma Shchivas Baal Abal. And in that case, there is no din shtiyah. So the chor is same thing. Arusa that her husband still wasn't baalel. So the chor should also be nesmayit from this pasuk. So why do we have to learn out from other psukim? Why can't you learn out from this pasuk that Rabbi B'chanina Midirayim learned out from? Talking Gemara, Amar Rab Chama Mishkachas Law. I could find you a case where Arusa is not mismayit for this reason. If the arus was ball on his arusa bias nus v'veisavia while she was still arusa before stira, so sometimes in that case it was kadma shchivas abal abayil. So the you wouldn't have the meat from the pesukim that racha b'chaninim and durim and bor. Frekting Gemara, if it's taka azoi that the Mishnah is talking about that he was, the arus is bala v'veisavia, so dichvasa the same thing would have to be gabi shemeres yavam. And in that case also it's talking about good shabal yavam. L'shem's nus b'beis chamel after the brother died. Because over there also you could ask, why do you have to be married from tachas isha? Because Kozman she was the yavam wasn't machnas her, so it's kat b'shchivas boil or shchivas yavam, and you have them eat because of that reason. The Rav Acha Bar Chanim is roim about. So it was affecting Gemara. This lady that the Yavam is Bala, this Yavama, is Shemeres Yavam Karsla, Ishtamayasi. Why are you calling her Shemeres Yavam? It's his wife, how he did his Bia, because any Bia between Yavam and Yavam, she becomes Ishtalach al Davar. The Amar Rav, that somebody that's Bala, if they say B'shay or B'derech Nus, Kana Lakal, he's Kana to be his wife like a Chal Davar. So if he's Mekaner, he does Kiner and his Nistara, she master like Ishtay Gemuru. How can it be that there's no din shtir? It's happening Gemara. That you're right. Could be talking about the Yavam. In the case of Yavam, it's also talking about his Baal Beis Chameh B'derech Nos. And the Mishnah does not hold like Rav, only like Shmuel. That what? That says that a Yavam that's Baal even B'Sheigim B'derech Nos Loikana. We don't hold like Rav. This Ishtay Chaldar. We hold Loikana. El Advar Mamur Parasha. It's only kind of for the things that are said in the parasha of the mitzvah of Yibam. The Hainu Lagabi, that he's Yerush, the Nechasim of the brother had died, and the other brothers don't split in the Nechasim, and also that if he wants to Megarish her, he doesn't need Chalitza, rather she goes, I would get. However, Lagabi, the other things is Ein Ishtai. And therefore, you can remind it that she's not shaisa if he does kina and she's then the steer happens. So, in fact, the Gemara, if it's talking about that the Shmeres Yavam was ball on the Yavam, that the Yavam was ball on the Shmeres Yavam, so and still Yonasan holds that she's not shaisa. So Lema say that Rav the Omar that the Yavam that's Baal even just kind of l'chol davar holds like Rabbi Yoshia, and Shmuel that says that he's not kind of l'chol davar holds like Rabbi Yonasan. So the Gemara, I'm l'chrav. No, I could tell you I know the Amri. I hold that Baal even just kind of l'chol davar. I could say I feel Rabbi Yonasan, even like Rabbi Yonasan hold that Shemeres Yom is Ein Shaisa. You could say that Rav holds kind of l'chol davar holds even like Rabbi Yonasan that says that Shemeres Yom is Ein Shaisa. Why? I mean, it's a chral miuta. Because you see the pasuk has to be married, is not shoysa. B'chalal to ishamalisi mozayin that you say that without the pasuk there will be a reason that says she's shoysa because you did that he's bal her she's a shalachal davar, and that's why you need the pasuk not going to be married. Because if that wasn't the case, it wasn't a shalachal davar, then even without the pasuk shouldn't be shoysa because it's not ishta. So Rav saying no, I can matcha and say that no, he holds even like Rabbi Yonasan. It's not muchach that he would hold like Rabbi Yoshia. Shmuel Amar, Shmuel says, I know that Amri, me that I say that Abba Yavama Shalil Shem Ishus is loikol chadavar. I could even hold like Rabbi Yoshia that says that Shemeres Yavam is shoysa, and Adarabba. It's muchach azay. Why? Because when it's chal rebuya, because you need a pasuk to remember Shemeres Yavam Shoysa b'chlal d'lav ishtei hiklal. So you see from that it's not his wife at all. Because if it was his wife, then why would you need a pasuk to remember it? So it's not muchach that the machlekes Rav and Shmuel is telling the machlekes Rabbi Yonasan and Rabbi Yoshia.